Hello, it's Rod, Lindsay, Danielle and Bernard from The Right Note here. We know it's very hard getting by without us while we're on a little break. So right here is another of the top 5 albums of 2017 so far.
While we might be surrounded by records, all these beautiful records around us, unfortunately for me, I consume a lot of my music on my phone. I would prefer to just play my record player,
You can't
but
carry this with you.
well, that's it. I'm traveling,
jetting around.
I'm commuting, I'm going to award ceremonies. So because of that, here is my phone in all its cracked screen glory.
Oh, yeah. Which happened here on the show.
And yet does not hamper the quality of sound, which is still fairly crappy.
You can't prove that it happened on the show either.
Oh, yes,
so I just want to make sure that we're not responsible for that.
So to the albums. So my top 5 albums were actually pretty easy to figure out, I found, especially when I look back on what we talked about and what I particularly had been listening to the most out of everything that we've looked at. So number 5 for me was the Holy Holy record, Paint, which I think that we all really enjoyed. I thought there was, it just showed something extra. It showed that they could do something more. And I think it made a lot of people think, right, these guys have longevity. There's potential, there's big shows ahead for these guys. And I think they're probably still out on tour, are they, or something, but definitely with this record. So Holy Holy with Paint, if you do get a chance to go see it, I reckon definitely worth seeing these guys play this live. And number 4 for me was another Australian group that we reviewed, Polish Club, All Right Already. I loved this record because I love the kind of the genre that they're in, that sort of, what would you call it, like a bluesy rock. Really enjoyed that. I loved the novelty factor that it was just the two of them. And I thought there was a bit of humour in their music as well, which I really enjoyed. Number 3 for me will be probably number 3 on nearly all our lists, was Nadia Reid's Preservation. That record was astounding. For me, she was the closest I had heard to a sort of relative of Joni Mitchell or someone of her calibre. Her lyrics, how personal they were, how incredibly sort of affecting her music is. She was such an incredible find, and I have to thank this show for bringing her to my life. Number 2 was Rhiannon Giddens' Freedom Highway, which I reviewed on the show. I believe I gave her a pretty favourable mark because she deserved it. I thought this record was so well crafted, a real sort of lesson or example in how to actually really master your genre. And I think that she is a woman on top of her game, and this record really shows that. And number 1 for me was Kendrick Lamar, Damn, because I still have not got my head around that record. That it just gives me something new every time I listen to it. I think that the issues that he's exploring are interesting. I love that we're seeing a little bit more of the guy at this record. He's a little bit paranoid, which I like that. I love that it's kind of, we're getting under his skin, and at the same time the music that he's creating is still so good to listen to, so interesting, and just I think he is the number 1 artist of his genre at the moment.
Yeah, it's great that there's a couple of Australian bands on there, because there are a couple of Australian acts on my list as well, and Nadia being from New Zealand, I think already this year has been really strong for Antipodean releases.
I agree.
Yeah, there's as many as you could fit in your top 5. There are a couple which didn't make my top 5, which would,
And the beauty of that is you have such access to them. You can go see them locally if you still have a venue in your city that actually shows bands.
Or if you like to play pop-out golf, and you might be able to hear it on the loudspeaker. I know what you mean about Kendrick, because the last record was such a political statement, like an untouchable political. I'm decreeing these things are bad, these things are good, and now it's like, oh, he's a bit messed up, isn't he?
Totally, and that just makes him more interesting because he has the music to back it up as well.
Going from political to non-political, political to personal, at a time when most other acts are going towards political.
So true. But he got there before everyone else, didn't he? He started it all off, so maybe they'll all start getting personal again.
And did you see Rhiannon when she was out here?
I missed her, unfortunately, but I did see her the last time she was here, and she's exquisite in concert. Did you catch her?
Same as you.
Amazing, amazing.
I saw her supporting Bonnie Raitt, and she was fantastic. Didn't play anywhere near long enough, but yeah, stunning.
Amazing.